Hello, it's Kathy Cassidy, and I'm here to read you one more chapter from my book Love from Lexie, and also to tell you I'm thinking about you and loving that so many of you are listening along and watching along, and I kind of feel a bit less alone because all of us I guess are struggling with the being stuck indoors and being on lockdown. But thank you so much for your support. I've actually been asked to go on the radio and talk about reading a chapter out, which is a bit scary. I have to do that interview, I think, tomorrow. So yeah, that will be interesting. Not really enjoying all that sort of thing, but scary times, eh? Anyway, I hope that being able to escape just for 10 minutes out of your day into Love from Lexie is helping you a little bit. And here we go with another chapter. It's chapter 13. And as usual, we start off with the filler between the chapters. And this time it's a text message. So I'll read out the text message. It's to Marley Hayes, Dylan Hayes, Sasha Kaminsky, George Clark, Samir Murad, Jake Cook and Lee McIntosh. So a group message, and it says, urgent band meeting in music room, 12:30 p.m. Won't take long, but please be there. Can someone tell Sammy don't have a contact number for him? Have seen Bex, Happy and Romy, and they know. Love, Lexie. So please ignore the ringing telephone in the background. Can't control these things, but hey. So on to chapter 13 proper, and it's called A Plan. I should have gone to those stupid consultation meetings about the library, Bex tells me as we head into school. I never bothered to show my face. Miss Walker said the library had tons of public support, but look what's happened. If I'd been there, maybe I could have made the council understand. Don't you think people have been trying? I argued. Bex, it wouldn't have made any difference. They were determined to find a way to do this. What we have to do is find a way to stop them. We sign the late book, then loiter by the notice board. I'm going to do a petition, Bex says. This is serious. Okay, I agree. We need as many ideas as we can get. I'll text everyone to meet at lunchtime. Tell them we've lost our practice space. Someone might think up a way of stopping this. Maybe, Bex says. In the music room, 12:30. I'll see you then. Lee McIntosh is playing his mournful intro to our Back Then song when I head into the music room later on with Bex, Happy and Romy. By that time, Bex has collected 113 signatures on her hastily made petition. Okay, it's actually her French exercise book, or was, but that's a detail. The point is, she can be very persuasive. Happy, whose mind works along the same lines, blagged her way onto the computer in maths. She can wind Mr. Singh around her little finger. And she managed to set up an online petition which is gathering names almost as fast. Now, with the band gathered too, I can sound out my letter-writing plan. What's up, boss? Marley asks, lounging on a desktop with his little brother, eating chips. Written a new song? Enlisted Taylor Swift to take over from Sasha? Got us a headlining gig at Glastonbury? None of those, I say. I'm still in shock I wrote a song at all. I'd rather have Sasha sing than Taylor Swift any day, and I don't think we're quite at the Glastonbury stage just yet. Soon, though. No, this is something that's going to affect us all. Remember those blokes lurking round with clipboards last night as we were going into the library? Sour-looking dudes, Dylan says. Yeah, that's them, I agree. Well, it turns out they were from the council, and they're trying to shut the library. Worst of all, no more free practice room, no more band, and no more library. The others look a mixture of confused, unimpressed, angry, and bored. Sucks about the practice room, Marley says with a shrug, but we'll find somewhere else. I'll ask around. Maybe we can practice here. I narrow my eyes. For a fee we can, I tell him. I've already asked. After school hours, classrooms and halls are rented out to the public to raise funds for the school. And trust me, we can't afford it. The only way it's free is if we're doing a school play or an after-school club or something. The whole place is off limits unless there's a teacher or a caretaker to supervise. Lunchtimes, Sasha suggests, but I shake my head again. Lunchtimes here are so short, we'd barely have a chance to get started before we'd have to pack up. I point out. I don't think Mr. Simpson would be sympathetic about the noise either. It's GCSE time, remember? You're right, Marley replies. This is where having such a big lineup gets awkward. We need a large hut in the middle of nowhere with soundproof walls and hot chocolate, squash and cookies on tap. I roll my eyes. I'm sure we'll find another practice space, I say, with or without the hot chocolate and cookies. You're missing the point, Marley. We can't just let them close the library. It's our library. You can keep it, Marley says. Libraries are outdated anyway. I get enough of books at school. Not quite enough, clearly, Beck snaps. Or maybe you'd do better in your exams and be a bit more clued up on stuff. This is not all about you, Marley Hayes. He shakes his head, laughing, but Bex is fierce once she gets started. You think books are outdated, she pushes on. What would you prefer, Marley, a society where people only learn what their computer tells them? Where they're kept ignorant of what's going on around them, ignorant of the past, oblivious to what the government might be getting up to? Because that is the way we're heading. We'll all be too busy watching TV and playing our virtual reality computer games. We'll stop caring, stop thinking, stop asking questions. We'll just be couch potatoes, brainwashed and useless. Don't hold back now, geek girl, Dylan sniggers, and Bex chucks the French book full of collected signatures at his head. It lands on top of his perfectly gelled quiff before sliding off onto the floor. Nice shot, Marley comments. Bet you didn't learn that in a book. I did, actually, she snaps. A Beginner's Guide to Dealing with Irritating Little Boys, I think it was called. Dylan scowls, but when Bex picks up the French book and asks him to sign the list at the back, he does it without complaint. The petition makes its way around the group, and Bex asks everyone to sign Happy's online petition too, and share it with their families. My mum will sign, definitely, Romy promises. I borrow loads of books from Bridge Street Library for her. The library in town's good, but it's a really long walk, and we don't have the cash to spare for bus fares. My lot will sign too, Jake agrees. My little sisters love the library. We use it loads. I fling Marley a told you so look, and he holds his hands up in a gesture of surrender. Okay, so some people like libraries, he admits. Whatever floats your boat. It's a free world. That's just what it's not, I point out. Not for the likes of us, not once they close the libraries. Come on, Marley, once they close, it won't be opening again, will it? And that nice Miss Walker who brings you hot chocolate and cookies, she'll lose her job. Nah, Marley argues, they'll just move her to another library. I sigh, exasperated. You're not listening, Marley. They're closing all the local libraries, and it's not like there are a whole lot of other jobs around here, are there? She's right, Lee chips in. My dad's out of work, and he uses the library computers for his job search every day. He'll be stuffed if it shuts. See, Bex tells Marley crossly, just because you're only interested in fighting, flirting and playing guitar doesn't mean that others are all the same. She collects the paper petition, and Happy asks everyone to share the online version with a hashtag to get it trending. I just wanted to tell you this as a group because it does affect us all, I say above the rumble of chat. I've written a letter to the council to tell them to keep the library open, and I think we should all write letters and get our families involved, friends and neighbours. If the council see how much we all care, they'll have to reconsider. Don't hold your breath, says Marley. He might be right for once, Bex considers. I'm not sure our feelings count for all that much to the council, but if we get the local paper involved, that might help. Something to make them sit up and take notice. Forget the libraries, Marley snaps. We have more important things to worry about. Keep your eyes peeled for a new rehearsal space and make sure you practice this weekend. The band comes first. We can't let this ruin things for the lost and found, okay? The bell screeches to send us to afternoon lessons, and we scramble. Marley tugs at my arm as I head out of the door, but I shake him off, annoyed. His lack of interest in the library feels like a betrayal, and I feel stupid for imagining he might want to stick up for me. He leans towards me, and I see a fresh cut on his jaw, a row of skin knuckles on his right hand. He's been fighting again too. Great. I love it when you're angry, he whispers, and I'm glad he can't see the spots of pink that burn my cheeks as I stalk away. So, feelings are running really high, and Lexie is determined to save that library. And now we're in another situation where all the libraries are closed. Even if you do have a library near you, the chances are you can't actually get to it, which is awful. But hopefully you can maybe download e-versions of your favourite books through the library, or do that, from, buy an online. A lot of online books are free or very, very cheap at the moment, which really can help with the whole lockdown thing. Being able to escape into a book, one of mine or a different one, it really doesn't matter, can help so much. You just forget yourself for a little while when you step into the world of a story. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with chapter 14 of Love from Lexie, and things are getting kind of, a little bit exciting, a little bit dramatic, and we're going to find out how the band find a new practice space and what they decide to do about the library. I'll see you then, but keep smiling and stay safe. Bye-bye.